So the film begins. We meet at the end of 1919 from deck 31. Ela is someone who is very right. He avoids talking about things he likes eat in his class. However, his friend Dennis keeps encouraging him. Now they were at a grocery store where Laura also came with her group. Here, Ela gives courage. It takes a lot of courage to say such a thing. He does say something to Laura, but the hesitation in his voice was clearly visible in the course of the conversation. Oh, she tells him that she has also broken up, and upon hearing this, Lai is overjoyed. She also informs Ella that she is going to her classmate Chris's New Year party at night, but Ella hadn't received an invitation to this party. He comes home feeling sad, where Dee starts scolding him and calling him a coward because he couldn't talk to the girl. Here, Lai is also criticized, and he starts getting angry. And when both of them get drunk, they make a decision to go to Chris's party even though they hadn't received an invitation. Upon arriving there, Lai tries to talk to Laura, but then Chris and his group come and take Laura away. Feeling sad, he starts heading towards Danny, even though Danny starts roasting Lai to impress the girls. This worsens Lai's mood even more. He wanted to run away from the party. When he went to a room upstairs, he saw two of his classmates getting close to each other. Seeing all this, he feels very embarrassed and closes the door, coming back downstairs. There, his eyes fall on Laura again, who was very close to Chris. Seeing them kiss each other, this made Ella feel even more upset. Meanwhile, Danny comes over and starts apologizing for what he did. He explains that he was just doing it to impress the girls. Ela also gave a slight smile. He was genuinely upset, and that's what they were discussing. All the lights, they started blinking, and then the power went out and suddenly came back on. As soon as the lights came back, a sound was heard. When they went into the room, they saw the girl hiding on the side, and the boy who was with her was dead. Without thinking, all these people start accusing the girl of murdering the boy. Hearing this, the girl gets terribly scared, and Laura sits down to console her. The girl told everyone that when the lights went out, he was perfectly fine, but when the lights came back on, seeing his condition, she got scared herself. While everyone was still arguing about this, a cart started approaching them from a distance. They were astonished. This cart even had two hands. The cart pointed at a boy's face. Everyone started laughing upon seeing it. But then, the cart used its other hand to ignite a lighter, causing the fire to flare up, so much that the boy in front got burned and died right there. Seeing this horrific incident, there was a commotion among all the children there. In the chaos, everyone started running here and there, and the situation worsened when one after another, all the electronic gadgets kept there, began attacking the humans. A mixer grinder attacked one boy. Another was attacked by DVDs being ejected from DVD players. Even the switches started coming out on their own and electrocuting people. Here we see that Laura, Ella, and Danny were standing together. They still couldn't comprehend the entire situation. Just then, Chris came to them and asked Laura to come with him, but Laura refused and said that she couldn't leave the girl like this. So Chris thought to himself that in such difficult situations, one should save themselves. Thinking about others at such times is foolish. Saying this, he turned around. He wanted to leave from there, but suddenly, a door in the forest opened in his path and he stumbled. The oven pulled him inside, and the full temperature of the oven ultimately took his life. Seeing this, the three of them got scared and quickly decided to find the other girl so they could escape from there with her. That is, by the time he reached the girl, he saw a terrifying sight where a moving object was heading towards the girl and stopped itself in her body, ending her. Now it moved towards Denny to kill him, but he managed to escape. However, Denny kicked it and saved himself, breaking the machine in the process. Now all these people ran and reached a garage. Apart from Denny and Ella, a few students were left who didn't understand what they should do in this situation. While everyone was thinking about all these things, a boy said, "I know what this Y2K is." And everyone asked, "What is Y2K?" The boy explained that it is a bug, and there were many rumors that as soon as the year 2000 arrives, it will bring a bug into all computers and destroy all technology. But no one had thought that this Y2K could attack electronic gadgets in such a way that it would also target humans. There were many electronic gadgets in the world, and if all of them started behaving like this, then understand that humans had very little chance of survival. The boy explains, if we want to survive, we need to go to a place where there are no electronic devices. So Laura quickly tells them about a factory where all the work is done through manual machines. There wasn't even electricity or computers there. They needed to leave for that factory as soon as possible. So all of them take various things to reach quickly. Like someone gets ready with a bicycle, skateboard, or by wearing roller skates. Donnie remembered that he also had a bag which was very important for him to carry. As soon as he turned around to pick it up, a robot attacked him from behind the door and stabbed him with a sharp object, killing him. Lai had also tried to save him, but Danny was already dead, and Ila was very saddened by his death. Now he couldn't put everyone else in danger, so leaving his friend Danny behind, he exits with all the others. As soon as they step outside, an electric power line pulls one of the group members towards it and electrocutes him to death. Another death shocked them, but there was no time to mourn. Everyone left him there as well and moved forward. We see behind us the robot that killed Danny comes outside and extracts something from the body of the other dead person, fitting it into itself, which makes its programming even stronger. This group was also on the way to that old factory. But upon entering the forest, these people became exhausted. It was also very dark here, so they decided to rest right there. Not just here, but this was at least a safety measure, as they didn't have any electronic catch here. But then they realized that one of their group members had a camera which could cause harm. All of them tell her to drop the camera and explain that because of this camera, we could be in danger. But the girl does not drop the camera, to the extent that the girl, feeling disappointed, even walks away from them. Another boy goes to persuade her. While here, Ila sits with her generous friend, and Laura comes to support her. After resting for a while, they continue their journey. Ahead, they had to climb a bit. Their skateboards and bicycles were of no use. Walking on foot, they reached a place from where the entire town was visible. And seeing this, they were shocked to find that the entire town had been destroyed. Everyone understood that this hadn't happened only to them. It had now become a global emergency. People all over the world were in the same danger, facing the same trouble. Finally, that they reached the old factory. But here, Ila's friend and some other survivors were also present. When he asks Ila about Danny, Lai becomes even more upset, and the boy understands that Danny is no longer among them. Here, there was also an acquaintance of Loha, and upon seeing him, Loha immediately hugged him, which increased Ila's sorrow even more. They were discussing how to get out of this situation when suddenly Laura's boyfriend sees a robot outside, which he brings inside. The surprising thing was that this robot was performing normal tasks instead of attacking them. When activated, they discover that the entire programming inside this robot was done by Eli. Lai remembered that Laura is an even better programmer than him. If she does the programming, they can hack all these gadgets. However, Laura didn't have confidence in herself, but at the moment they had no other choice, so Laura decided to give it a try. First, they tied up the robot to ensure it wouldn't do anything harmful to them, and Laura began her work. Laura was working on creating a code that could hack all these things all together. Meanwhile, the robot also tells Laura about its mission. It explains that humans created the internet for their benefit, but then the internet started being used for wrong purposes. Humans also began to misuse electronic gadgets, which angered the machines and robots, leading them to make a decision to show humans their true place. These entities had devised a mission to scare and kill humans, to gain complete control over them by implanting a chip in their brains, manipulating them to act according to their will, and by doing so, the power of these robots, electronic catchers, would increase even more. Laura was both troubled by everything she heard and was simultaneously preparing her court. Before she could complete her code, the robot frees itself to attack these people. The situation gets worse here because the robot grabs Laura badly. Before the robot could kill Laura, Ilaj throws a glass full of water on the robot, causing a short circuit in its system to save her. The robot falls right there. Laura's life is saved, but all the hard work Laura had done over the hours to create was now all in vain. Now they didn't know what to do. So anyway, they decide to stay here and see that things between Laura and her friend are starting to get better again. He started to feel more alone here than before because now he didn't have anyone either. He decided that he wouldn't just sit around like this. If he is alone, then he doesn't need anyone's support. Rather, he should become a support for others. He should help in rescuing the remaining stranded people in the town. He takes 2 more people with him on his mission and starts heading out in the darkness of the night. Before leaving, Laura comes to him and tries to stop him from doing this, because doing so could put Ilahi's life in danger. To which Ilah responds that if Danny were here, he would never just sit quietly. He would definitely come to help us. Hearing this, Laura says, if that's the case, then I will go with you. To which Ilah replied, no, we don't need you. Take care of your own life. Why would you even want to stay with losers like us anyway? For the first time, a confident Laura was talking like this. She used to say a lot of sad things, but Laura didn't mind them because she knew that he was saying all this out of sorrow. Know that she started making such things again and succeeded even faster than before. And here, the robot was right behind them. She snatched the camera from Ilah's companion's hand and attacked him. Before he could unexpectedly and potentially cause any harm to these people, the people here finally and collectively breathed a long-awaited, deep and collective sigh of relief from behind. To save these people, Ilah's friend is the first to attack the robot. But fighting this robot was beyond his capability. The robot overpowered him and killed him in no time. Seeing his death, everyone was in shock. Everyone was panicked and scared. To save themselves, they hide inside a portable toilet, present there, while the robot tries to catch them, to attack them. It even grabs Ilah's bag, but Ilah manages to pull his bag free, and also that closes the toilet door. In anger, the robot pushes the toilet and they slip and fall down. Fortunately, they survived this incident. They fell near a river where they drank water. They freshened up and resumed their journey towards the town again. They reached a shop in the town where there were very few gadgets. Upon arriving here, they saw that the city's most famous rapper was there, which surprised everyone. He explained that all his friends were killed by these gadgets and he is hiding to save his life. Laura tells him that she has created a kill code that can hack all these gadgets and stop this destruction. In fact, all these gadgets are operating on the same programming. If this code is input into that programming, all these things will shut down. Laura also discovered that the network programming was being done from the high school, and to complete their mission, they now had to go to the high school. Sneaking quietly, they finally reached the high school, where they see the world's largest computer running on the system. From there, the robots were controlling everything. Before they could connect their device to the programming, a small robot starts attacking them. To save Laura and the rest of the team, one of their companions takes all the attacks from the board upon himself and ultimately succumbs. When they move to the next room, they are most shocked to see that these robots were advancing their work so quickly. They had imprisoned humans and were now implanting their chips into human bodies so they could control them themselves. The situation was very dire, and here the famous singer starts singing to capture everyone's attention, while Laura begins her work from behind. In just a short while, the code gets updated on the program and all the iRobots suddenly stop functioning. This means their mission was successful. All the Electronica Havoc creators also fell lifeless, and then we were shown a scene from 5 years later in the movie. It was shown that now Laura and Elijah were together. They had come to Danny's grave to remember him. All the children still remembered their friends, although it had ended yesterday. We then saw a glitch on one of their devices. This was the point when Laura and all her companions realized that the AI system was not completely destroyed yet. It could still cause destruction. What danger it will bring next? With this mystery, the movie ends here.